Hey folks, end all be all here, and we're back for the finals of the fourth week. This also happens to be the last week of compressed GAC or GAC in the old format before we shift over to the new expanded roster format coming up with the next season, starting with 3v3, I believe. But let's close out this one video with the old format, and then we can move ahead. So for this video, I didn't upload my second video for this week. I had, it was a pretty straightforward match. There's nothing interesting over there. I got 21-37 and my opponent did not attack. So I decided not to upload it and decided to go directly for the finals. There was one interesting match in my previous setup which I wanted to share. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about that one. And that match is going to be the Darth Revan match. So I took my troopers against it. The troopers is a pretty common counter to Darth Revan, which is why I think more and more you'll find as people unlock Dark Trooper, you'll find that Darth Revan is going to be kept less and less on defense, especially in 5v5, just because Dark Trooper is able to take it out that easily. A couple of things to keep in mind when you're taking troopers against Darth Revan. You have first thing is you have to outspeed the Darth Revan in order to be able to make any headway, which is I think pretty obvious. You have to get the turn meter train rolling, and then you need Dark Trooper at least relic up. The others don't need to be relic up as long as they're fast enough. But you need at least Dark Trooper relic up to relic 4 or 5. Mine is relic 4, and I'm able to take out most Darth Revan teams pretty easily. The second thing that you need to keep in mind is turn meter gain mechanics. Now, depending on the kind of team that you face, if you faced Marauder, the Marauder is going to get tons of turn meter every time that your team goes. So whoever has the mark on your team, you need to make sure that that person is able to withstand a few hits from Marauder, because even if your team gets total turn meter gain, Marauder is going to come in and at least have 1 or 2 shots before the rest of your characters can go. And if things go wrong, then your whole team can be taken out if Darth Revan gets to take a turn. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Marauder. Now, second thing is, if you have HK-47 with the Zeta in there, that's something which can screw up your plans as well, because as you can see over here, the Zeta for HK-47, what it does is, that's the loyalty to the Maker Zeta. If Darth Revan is in there, enemies with protection up can't gain bonus turn meter. And gaining bonus turn meter is basically what Empire troopers allies do. So who are the characters who can give bonus turn meter to Imperial troopers? One is going to be your Moff Gideon. He gives protection up to all support troopers. So those guys will not be able to if you use that special ability, the second special of Moff Gideon, to mass attack and give protection up, they're not going to be able to gain any turn meter if HK-47 is present with the Zeta. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So only use Moff Gideon's mass assist ability after you've taken out HK-47. Otherwise, you're not going to get the benefit of turn meter gain. The other thing to do is, other thing to remember is, the Darth Revan team, Sith Empire teams can't have their own turn meter reduced. So if you use Moff Gideon's turn meter reduction ability, then what's going to end up happening is the enemy is not going to get the turn meter reduced, but your team is going to have turn meter reduced to 25%. So they'll end up taking turns. So that's another thing to keep in mind. That's why Moff Gideon is usually not preferred when you take your team, your Imperial Trooper team against the Sith Empire. You typically usually go with other options. The other character who can give protection up is Range Trooper. So if you're using Range Trooper against a team which has HK-47 with the Zeta, make sure that you do not use the protection up ability, which gives everyone retribution and calls everyone to assist. Use it only after HK-47 is dead. Otherwise, you are not going to get turn meter, and the train is going to get stopped. So I'll quickly demonstrate this match. This is from my previous match, my second match. The trooper counter against Darth Revan, and then we'll shift over to the finals match, and I'll talk about my current opponent. So the very first thing you need to do is here I took in Gideon, but you can see over here I'm doing armor shred. I'm not using the mass assist ability which gives protection up. Then I get the turn meter train rolling, and I do the turn meter ability again. I use basics. I don't want to do AoEs as long as Malik is around. And then every time P8 uses a basic, Darth Trooper is called in to assist, and you can pretty much get the uh, the characters taken care of. So Gideon over here, you see he's not of much use. I'm not using his mass attack ability, but I'm just trying to take out as many characters as I can. Again, basic over here. I'm trying to take out Revan before I move over to Malik. I usually like to save Malik for the end. A lot of people prefer going after Malik second to last and then going after Darth Revan in the end. There you see. Now I use Moff Gideon's mass assist ability, and I'm able to take care of Darth Malik right at the end with a couple of my characters feared. So that's the way that you use troopers against Darth Revan. Especially if they have HK-47 in there. All right, now let's move over to my final match. This match is against my current opponent is Brunskashel, who I believe is in a German guild, Weltraum Piraten. Pretty decent opponent, 467 rank in Kyber before. Pretty decent 600 defense and 766k lifetime banners. So pretty decent opponent. Has got tons of very well modded characters. So let's see how they've performed. So Brunskashel has had a chance to go before my attack phase, and they've scored 2062 against my defense. We're able to one-shot the front zone for about 58 to 60 banners, which makes me think they used at least one of their GLs over here. And then at the back, I was able to get some holes with my crew team. So you can see over here, I did keep my my own SLKR with Daka and Zombie at the back. That was done because I was hoping that my opponent would get trapped by what I had in the front. And then wouldn't have enough to take out the GL at the back. But he was able to one-shot the GL over here, the SLKR with Daka and Zombie, and he took 2 shots against my my regular crew squad. So that was good to see. So it gave me some room over there. At the top over here, 2 shots against my my BAM team, which is also great to see. But he one-shot the other squads over here. And then at the back, I kept my Negotiator as well as Empire. Both of these were one shot for about 55 to 60 banners, I think. So overall, I think I've done decently in terms of my defense has performed as expected, 2062. Obviously, I would have preferred them to not clear, but looks like they kept a fair amount on offense, at the same time keeping some tricky defenses. They've kept their Ray over here with Scoundrels, which is always tricky if you are... if you try to mirror it or if you try to use Vader, there's always danger of timing out. But luckily he's kept the Ray at the top and not at the bottom, so that allows me to see the whole board before attacking the Ray. There's also a Night Sister squad, which is not going to be much of a problem. There's a Padme squad, and these are the squads that he usually always keeps on defense. So far it seems to be predictable, the defenses. And then at the south, he's got the JTR squad. This is the same JTR squad that I keep with heroes and the droids. And he's got the Hux squad. Usually keeps crew lead, but now he's kept Hux lead, which means they're going to be countering quite a lot, and they're going to be hitting pretty hard, like 50% harder than under crew lead. So let's go ahead and go take our troopers against the JTR squad. Now I calculated the speed of the fastest droid on the JTR. It's R2D2. He's at 305 speed, which means they get 8% turn meter per droid, so that's 16% turn meter. So what you have to do to calculate the effective speed is take 305 divided by 0.84, which is 1 minus the 16% turn meter gain that they get, and then that gives you a speed of about 363 or 364. I believe you round down. My Gideon is at 350, so plus 20 from the the 20 plus 20 speed from Veer's lead is going to make it 370 speed for Moff Gideon. So that's the reason I got Moff Gideon in there, just to be able to outspeed the droids. So let's take a look at how this battle goes. Spoiler alert: it's a massacre. Troopers are against anything that they outspeed. It's a no-brainer. So here it makes perfect sense to use Gideon's Mass Assist over here, and then I take out Finn first. But really, the order doesn't matter because these guys never get to take a turn. I immediately pass the mark over to Dark Trooper and start taking these guys out one by one. I like to do the turn meter ability first from the Dark Trooper instead of attacking, just because it just ensures that my whole team has got enough to sustain the turn meter train. So that's what I do over here. He's able to one-shot all the characters, so it's no problem at all. I save the Master Assist till the end, or until I'm able to get the days out, because otherwise our BB-8 is going to counter like that and take away some of your banners. But over here you can see, luckily my Stark has got bonus protection thanks to Moff Gideon, so he really didn't even lose any protection, and I ended up getting 60 banners, no problem at all. So didn't have to spend anything major against that. Usually, I would have, if I didn't have troopers or didn't have Dark Trooper developed, I would have probably taken in my CLS squad. So at least that saved the CLS squad. Now against Hux squads, Padme is usually a really good team to take in. I took in my Echo over here, my G11 3-star or 4-star Echo, who's about 305 speed. I took him in just because I love the days and the healing immunity that he provides, which is extremely beneficial against first order squads. In fact, if my Bad Batch was a little more geared up and relicked up, I would have probably taken my 4 Bad Batch characters by themselves against First Order. They are really a hard counter against that, just because they've got so much of stun, daze, healing immunity, and they deal true damage. That's really a great squad to take against First Order squads, whether it's Hux or crew lead. But here, Padme does the job just fine, and Courage is able to take out all the characters no problem at all, with the exception of Crew and Kylo Ren. And for those two, you need to apply healing immunity and buff immunity to be able to take them down easily enough. So here you can see all the characters are taken down, but I'm applying, that's the one advantage of having Echo in there, is that his healing immunity and daze is irresistible and unevadable. That means it's going to get applied no matter what. I'm actually pretty jealous of that ability, because in my opinion, Wampa's Zeta should have been like that, irresistible and unevadable healing immunity and daze. But they made it resistible, and they made it on a cooldown of 3 or 4. So feeling really bad about that. But over here you can see that's another good reason to take these guys in, Echo in with Padme, is because if Crew is tenacity modded, or if he's got tons of health and you're not able to land that healing immunity from Anakin, if he heals up fast like this, then you can just get an Echo, apply the daze, apply the healing immunity, and just go to town on him, and you're able to take him down pretty easily with no problem at all. Even if it was Crew lead, which ends up having more regeneration of health and protection, just because Echo is able to apply buff immunity, healing immunity, and daze. Having him against a first order squad is really great. 58 banners over there against Padme, which is a pretty good outcome against a Hux lead team. All right, so at the back, nothing too great out here. He's got Newt, GG squad, and then he's got bounty hunters. These bounty hunters are Django lead, so they are pretty fast. I think not as fast as they can be. The boss is only 284, which means with the speed bump he's about 304, and my 274, I think. So yeah, so he was 304, and my Cara Dune is at 3 11. So I was able to outspeed it. So that's one advantage of having a fast Kara, is you're able to get ahead of some of these teams which Mon Mothma is just able to demolish completely. But I think even if my Kara wasn't as fast, even if the bounty hunters would have got that initial turn, um, this is the turn meter train version of Mon Mothma. So they are able to, you know, take out all other squads pretty easily without even letting them take a turn, especially squads like these which don't have any counter ability or turn meter gain ability. These guys are able to do a pretty decent job against them. So I'm just trying to take down all the characters one by one, and these guys are really not that relicked up, so they're not taking much time to get down. Bosk is a little thick, but under Django lead, he's not as thick as he would be under his own lead. So he's going down pretty easily. And I always use basic from Hot Scout just because of the extra chance to gain turn meter. So there you go, a very easy 60 against a reasonable bounty hunter team. I would have probably taken troopers against that anyway. So Mon Mothma is as good as troopers, and I love teams like that which don't allow the enemy to take a single turn. Troopers, Mon Mothma, and Bad Batch is another one of those teams I would classify as under that category. So against the Rey and Scoundrels, I decided to take in my Jedi Knight Revan with Jedi Master Luke. Now, there's a reason I'm not taking Jedi Master Luke lead against Rey, is because that particular version of Rey is the sustained version, which really you might not be able to get Rey down for a while just because the other characters are taunting. They're going to be giving foresight. They're going to be healing, and they're going to be pretty pretty tanky. So the longer that Rey stays around, the more mastery she builds up. Because Jedi Master Luke lead. So how does Rey and Resistance build up mastery, or the light side build up mastery under Rey lead? Is when your team gains turn meter. So under Jedi Master Luke, every time that he uses his special ability, the whole Jedi team gains, like whoever is the target ally gains, I believe 5% or 15% turn meter. Yeah, they gain or 5 or 15% protection as well as 5 to 15% turn meter. I'm not sure what the number is, but they gain turn meter, and that gaining of the turn meter every time you use the ability increases the mastery of the light side allies for Rey. So Rey keeps stacking up in mastery the longer that she's around. Every time that Jedi Master Luke and his Jedi team use their special lead ability, which is why maybe the first ultimate you'll be able to tank, but which is why you'll notice on the Jedi Master lead, the second ultimate of Rey usually hits for way, way harder and can potentially take out a couple of Jedis. And the third ultimate will very easily demolish even Jedi Master Luke. So that's the reason it's a little dangerous to take Jedi Master Luke lead against Rey. It can work, especially if you're able to take down Rey fast enough, which is why usually people tend to take in gas or cam for the armor shred and health reduction. The reason I'm taking Jedi Knight Revan lead is because there's no turn meter gain over here. He does call people to assist, but there's no turn meter gain. So that's one reason. Second reason is he has tenacity up on his basic, which is able to prevent a lot of these debuffs from landing. Third reason is, his as long as he's in the lead, he's able to save himself apart from saving any other Jedi who gets to die. Because if I took Jedi Knight Revan under Jedi Knight Master Luke and he dies due to whatever reason, whirlwind or whatever, he's not going to be able to revive because he's not going to get Savior. So, and it's important to have Jedi Knight Revan in there because he's the only way you can get around the taunts and mark Rey directly. So that is going to be extremely crucial. And the other reason that I'm taking Jedi Knight Revan in there is because his lead can reduce max health based if they have bonus protection on. And as you know, Rey is going to have tons of bonus protection. So if I attack with Jedi Knight Revan lead, that's going to reduce Rey's max health, which in the absence of gas does an amazing job of reducing Rey's max health as well. In the absence of gas, Jedi Knight Revan lead is the next best option. So those are some of my thoughts on why against Rey I like to use Jedi Knight Revan lead instead of Jedi Master Luke lead. That's also another reason why I don't really like using Yoda as much against Rey, because Grandmaster Yoda, he gains turn meter on his basic, and every time he assists or he uses his basic and gains turn meter, Rey and the rest of the light side allies gain mastery, and that also helps to fuel them up. So these are some things to keep in mind, that if your team is gaining tons of turn meter when you're facing Rey, you have a chance of, you shouldn't let the battle delay too long. Take care of Rey as soon as you can, because the longer you delay, the more deadly Rey's ultimate is going to get. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this battle. So I here it's pretty straightforward. I have Jedi Knight Revan in there, so I give the tank tech first and foremost to Jedi Master Luke, because he's not in the lead, so he's not going to be taunting unless Watt gives him the taunting tech. And then I give Jedi Knight Luke his the weapons tech, or Grandmaster's training, and then I target Rey right away and start attacking her with marked. So she does get damage immunity right away, which is great, because the sooner you pop damage immunity, the sooner you can get around to taking Rey out for good. So she's popped a damage immunity, and I'm trying to prevent any other character from getting below 50% health or 60% health, because then Rey is going to have her whirlwind available, and I want to avoid that. Which is why I'm spreading my damage around and trying not to do too much damage on these characters, the side characters. Bando right now is debuffed, dazed, but that's not going to last long, because this squad is very tough to daze, because IG is going to dispel all the debuffs from all Scoundrel and Droid allies the next time he goes. Quill can't be dazed, and IG-11, L3 also gets to dispel her stuns as soon as you hit her. So there you see, this team is extremely tough to debuff, which is why it gets a little tough to take this team out. So right now I'm just trying to avoid damaging this team too much, and just trying to maintain the full health and full protection on my squad. And I'm sort of tiptoeing around these guys. I'm waiting for Rey to take a turn. So she takes a turn, does her whirlwind, and Mando does his whistling bird simultaneously and takes out my Watt, which is unfortunate. But now I need to work towards taking Rey out as soon as I can. And there, Mark comes available again, and then I mark Rey, and it's my job now to try to get rid of her as soon as I can. And I have enough damage from Jedi Knight Luke to be able to take her out. Now it's just a question of getting through the rest of the characters, which really shouldn't be much of a problem with no Rey in there to do the whirlwind. So the very first thing I do is try to get everyone at damage immunity, because it takes time. It takes a while to get these guys there, especially with Bando also giving out damage immunity every time that a Scoundrel ally comes below 50% health, which is what he did again he did first to L3, did it to Quill, and now I believe he's going to do it to IG-11 as well. So I'm just doing what I can to get these guys under damage protection, so that I can exhaust both the sources of the damage immunity, both the ones that Rey's lead gives out as well as the one that Bam gives out. And it actually gives me some time to recover my banners, because you can see over here, even I lost quite a few banners after that ultimate from Rey, but I am able to recover to almost full health and full protection over here. I am running short of time though. It's only 1.5 minutes. So I need to make sure that I hustle and take these characters out before my team, before the clock gets run out. So I call Hermit Yoda to assist for one final heal and end with 57 banners. So only lost 3 banners because I lost Watt. I was able to get good control with this team. So tons of way of protection recovery with the Jedi Knight Revan lead, which is why it's so great. So anyway, that's my case for Jedi Knight Revan lead versus Rey. Now I take my bounty hunters against the Night Sister squad, and these guys are pretty fast. They get to take 3 turns before my team even goes. But with Bosk lead, these guys are able to do a decent job. So I got rid of the one main source of plague, Talzin. The others also can apply plague, but Talzin tends to get a little irritating. So, I was lucky that she was only G12 and I was able to take care of her with my Django. And now, the rest of the team is pretty easy to manage with the less sources of plague around. With Bosk lead, this is a hard counter, and you can, as long as you make sure that um, you're killing the characters with Django or with Boba with the execute. You can make sure that these guys don't revive. So that's what I'm doing. I'm tiptoeing around them, making sure that I kill them with a final ability like execute or with Django. That will basically prevent the revives. All right, so it's going well so far. Daka is not going to be able to revive anyone, so even though they are stunning me left, right, and center, that doesn't matter at all. I just need to make sure I recover full health and full protection. So one final shot from Django, and he's able to take care of both of them and end with 60. Pretty good outcome. Then I go against the Padme squad. Now, I had saved my CLS squad. Usually I keep my CLS squad on defense, but I felt they might be useful on offense. I could have used my Vader Sith trio as well, so this squad actually could have gone on defense, but I wanted to just keep it just in case I needed it for anything, like maybe a GL cleanup or something like that. This one is a team which is very easy to end with full 60 banners, CLS versus Padme. The goal is basically just keep stun Annie first, and then keep attacking GK, and try to take Annie down um, with the AOEs from both the Chewies. That's how you should do it. Unluckily, I wasn't able to take this particular Annie down with the AOEs, so he gets to hang around, and then Padme got a heal in. So I'm just biding my time, trying to just attacking Grievous, General Kenobi, so that I can get as many turns as I can, and whatever chance I get, I'm taking a shot at Anakin. But you really shouldn't attack him with anything except for Chewie specials, both the Chewie specials, just because you don't need an assist. They are AOE's, so you can target Kenobi and use those abilities, and you won't get any assist on Annie, which doesn't allow him to recover his protection. So that's basically it. You just keep attacking Kenobi, and then use the AoE abilities from both the Chewies to take Annie and Padme down. That's basically what you need to do over here. So they did manage to get a turn over here, but I managed to dispel them, which is great. And I'm attacking them one by one, leaving Annie alone for now, you can see. And then I believe now a big hit is going to come. Yes. So then with Han, I think I'm still attacking Annie over here, GK over here, leaving Annie alone. And then there you go. With the special from Chewie, I attack to make sure that the team is taken out. And then the second special from Chewie, I attack again. That's from Chupio. And I keep, now I've got Annie in the red, so I need to keep the pressure on, keep attacking GK until I'm able to get around again and take Annie out. So there you go. I dispelled all debuffs and then took Annie out with one big shot. And now once Annie is gone, then it's pretty easy to take care of the other guys. Padme is in yellow, so I need to do another AoE. There you go. Padme is almost taken out. Another AoE from the other Chewie, and these guys are taken care of. There you go. Full 60 banners. But this is a luxury for me. I usually never get to use CLS on offense. All right, now let's go ahead with the ship battles. Now he has kept a pretty tricky comp of Y-wing, Rex, and Anakin, but this is a comp that I usually climb in the arena with the Radis. I have a video out if you want to check that out of using Radis with first order ships to take out Kenobi fleet. So that's what I'm trying to do over here. It does get a little tricky if Plo comes in first because he heals up Annie, but you can work around it, which is what I'll show you over here. So the main goal is to take in two really fast ships which go before the enemy negotiator and Anakin, and the main goal is to get Anakin down to yellow or red, so that negotiator does the unending loyalty buff first, and not the Master's Days ability. So, um, big hit on Annie with Poe, who's my fastest ship, and then I use an ability with First Order Special Forces to get Annie into the red, and then I actually like it when Annie does his AOE and puts debuffs on Houndstooth, because I can then dispel it with a basic, and then I wait for Y-wing to do its dispel ability, and then I taunt with the Houndstooth, and then I am doing all I can to get specials and get turn meter. And here I'm waiting for the unending loyalty on Annie to go out. So unfortunately, Plo came in and healed Annie a little bit because he was in the red, which would have been the perfect spot for him to be in. But now I need to make sure I get enough damage on Annie. So he's in the yellow, and I'm trying to. I do an AoE from my Special Forces TIE Fighter, get a little bit of protection down. But the main concern with Annie is not the protection; it's the health. And the other thing which Plo screws up is he does his turn meter gain ability, and and he gives everyone turn meter. Otherwise, my Radis ship would have gone and given everyone turn meter and taken them out. So here you can see I almost took out Annie, but it wasn't really enough. If my Millennium Falcon would have crit, then I would have taken Annie out. But things got a little screwed up with the Plo's turn meter ability. So now my Houndstooth is almost taken out, and I'm not in a good situation. Annie was really, really close to dying. So at this point, I usually get in my other Resistance fleet, Resistance X-wing, and uh, and then I dispel the taunt, and then I go after Annie right away. This time, I felt for whatever reason that maybe I need to take Annie out, and I felt that getting in Razor Crest, given that he can ignore taunt, I thought getting in Razor Crest might help me with that because I can go directly after Annie and use an assist attack. But Razor Crest, at least at 5 stars, does absolutely no damage at all. So even though Annie was at red health with very little protection, Razor Crest wasn't able to take him out. So that was a tactical error. Now I know I'm not going to probably bring in Razor Crest to take out Annie in the future. So unfortunately, he got his ability, and I don't even have my ultimate right now. If I'd gotten my Resistance X-wing, then by now my Radis would have got the ultimate, and I would have been able to at least get rid of the negotiator. But I'm running into a tough situation here because Annie's still alive, and every time that any of the enemy ships are falling below 100% health, Annie is getting tons of turn meters. So not a great outcome at this stage. Annie's still around, and he's taken out almost all my ships. But I am able to get my Radis ultimate at the right time. It's definitely the best ship ultimate in the game. And now I'm trying to see what I can do to take out as many ships as I can before I go in with a kill ship, with a cleanup fleet. So here Annie has come out of stealth, so I'm trying to target him and uh, and try to take him out. So Razor Crest at least has the ability of getting an extra life, and he does have he is a little bit tanky even at 5 stars, so you have to give that to him. So here I'm trying to take down Annie, and finally with the Razor Crest I am able to take him down. This would have been a one shot if I had gotten my Resistance X-wing like I was initially planning to, and not Razor Crest. But I wanted to experiment with the Razor Crest and see if how much damage he did. So anyway, so this battle, if I had even 2 ships remaining behind, 2 or 3 ships, resistance ships, then I would have easily been able to clean this up after the fact. But unfortunately, that was a missed battle. So I decided to take in my Malevolence against the other fleet, that's the Empire fleet, to take it out, and then come back to clean this fleet up later. Cleaning a capital ship once Radis has taken care of the capital ship is really not much of a problem. So, Malevolence versus Empire, that's a pretty hard counter as well. You really don't need so many reinforcements. All you need is one reinforcement, Spy. If that, I think even your first 3 basic ships also should be able to get down with buzz droids, the enemy ships, more than comfortably. But I just need to one shot, so I'm not really bothered about banners or anything like that. So I go ahead and take as many ships as I can. So pretty simple thing over here. All you need to do is get as many buzz droids as you can. The first ability I like to do is offense down, just so that these guys don't hit as hard, because under Tarkin these guys can hit hard. This one obviously is a Thrawn lead, but if you see Tarkin lead, definitely do the offense down ability first, because otherwise these guys can delete quite a few ships right from the get-go. But uh, whether they have one tank or two tanks, it's really not much of a problem. You're able to get rid of these guys pretty comfortably with when they have buzz droids. So shuttle, I believe, comes in and heals up a little bit, but not much of an issue. I apply a stun on the shuttle, and then I go after Sith Marauder and try to take him down with buzz droids. So that's about it. And I think I end with about 62 banners over here. Yep, so apply buzz droids and finish it off with a basic. And it's done. Yep. So I believe this was 61 banners. Yep. So not that great banners on ships, but it was a one shot, and I had 40 banners room, given that my opponent had dropped a couple of battles. So I just use rebels now to clean up the negotiator fleet. I think there's just a couple of ships in there, so not much of an issue. So I just taken my regular negotiator fleet, regular rebel fleet, and this is overkill without a capital ship in there, but really not much of an issue. So take out Ahsoka first. And then I go after Jedi Counselor. And then finally take out Rex. There you go. So 46 banners. So I ended up with about 21. Oh, I still have one more character zone left to take out. So I still have my Rey. My Rey could have very well soloed the Grievous squad with Newt. It's really no problem at all. And that's another example of mastery gain, because the Grievous squad gains tons of turn meter. So Rey, that's the reason Rey is able to solo Grievous that well, is because all the turn meter gain that Grievous squad does, it increases Rey's mastery to an enormous level. That's why towards the end, when Rey does her basic, she hits for like 100k, 200k sometimes against Grievous, just because there's so much of mastery gain that the light side squad has. I really didn't need to take the other characters, but I really didn't need the banners. I just wanted to one-shot it, and I didn't want to take a chance with the Rey solo. So that's what I did over here. So my team is gaining tons of mastery over here. Rey as well. So I am my wet Chewie is very close to dying over here, but I actually saved my ultimate for here. I should have probably gone for the ultimate, because my ultimate would have easily been able to take all 4 droids out, just because of all the mastery gain that they were having. But that's fine. I think I decided to go for the ultimate right now at this stage. And let me see if I can slow it up to see how much of damage the ultimate does. Because of all the mastery gain that these guys are getting. Let me see if I can pause it at the right time. Look at that. It's 400k damage per character. So that ultimate is doing 1.2 million damage. Usually the ultimate of Rey does about 300, 400, sometimes 500k. But just because of all the turn meter generation that Grievous's team is having, I'm doing 1.2 million damage, which is why you should go into ultimate the very first time that you can, if you're doing a race solo against Grievous, because when she comes out of ultimate, she's going to annihilate some at least 3 or 4 droids. So that was fun to see. Um, and this is the reason, as I was mentioning before, against JML squads, her ultimate tends to really creep up into the 500, 600, 700k range, which is why all these Jedi tend to die instantly. Even if Jedi Master Luke is taunting, the side Jedi can get taken out extremely easily just because of the significant amount of damage that Rey does with that gaining mastery. All right, so at the end, I got my score was, I believe, about 20. Let's see if I can reduce this 2101 versus 2062. So I won by about 40 banners, which is a good outcome because this is a good opponent with what 770k lifetime banners and pretty decent play style. So a good way to end the final match of the season and final match of the compressed rosters. Um, really glad that all that is behind us, the compressed roster thing, and now we are moving into expanded rosters, which is going to be great. Not too sure how I feel about 3v3 as the first season for having expanded rosters. It's going to be a crazy amount of teams now that we have to keep on defense and save on offense. But I think it'll be fun theory crafting some of those ideas as well. So let's see if CG gives out more information about the structure and format of the new expanded rosters, and I might make a strategy video around 3v3 and 5v5 or how we should think about expanded rosters. But I'm glad that we at least have an off week. I think I could definitely use a break before expanded rosters start. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoy your break from GAC, and I will catch you guys next week when we get to expanded rosters. Until then, take care and happy gaming.